Hi, welcome back to Life with Lipedema, Loved, Valued, and Treasured. My name is Tamara Carroll, and I'm very happy to be here tonight. So just welcome, welcome, welcome. Before we start, I wanted to read something that I'm hoping will give you some time to just think and reflect a little bit. It's called The Way You Live Your Life. Imagine being in your 80s and you catch yourself thinking about your life and how you never took that trip to go swimming in the ocean on a beautiful hot summer day because you didn't like the way you looked in your swimsuit. I know that's me. Or realizing that you never laughed until you couldn't breathe because your teeth weren't straight enough, or how you never embraced the sun on the beach because of the stretch marks on your stomach, or you never allowed yourself to go and have fun because the pressure to look perfect consumed you. Just imagine at the end of your life realizing that you've hidden away from the fear of being real, and just think about all the years that you wasted hating yourself. And all this time, you were perfect, exactly as you are. So take my advice and cherish every single day that you have left, because tomorrow is never promised. And that's written by Cody Brett. So tonight, I am so honored to have a very, very special person on our show tonight. And if you haven't guessed yet, it is Dr. Catherine Seo. So special. I'm going to read you her bio. She is the founder and CEO of Lipedema Simplified and Lipedema Project. A trailblazer and visionary, Dr. Seo is not only the esteemed authority on lipedema, but she's also lived through its challenges. Through her extensive research and personal journey, she has unlocked the keys to effectively managing and thriving with lipedema. Thank you, Catherine. I'm so honored that you're here. And I know you've been really busy today, so I'm just really, really blessed that you showed up here and
I'm so glad to be here. And I need to apologize. And if anybody was here, I was scheduled to be here a couple weeks ago. And I fell asleep, but not just fall asleep. I have been having treatments for all this lymphatic stuff that's going on. And the doctor, Dr. Perry, said to me, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I know he said it. And I thought, well, how can that happen? But it did. The level of fatigue that came over me was incredible. So I just want to again apologize to you and to the audience. I'm just glad to be here tonight and awake and alive.
Oh, we're just very happy you're here. We're family, so it's all good.
Yeah.
I want to invite our audience to be able to share any comments or questions that you might have in the chat. We want to know where you're from. Where are you coming in and listening to us from today? So if you could drop that in the chat and just say hi to Catherine and myself and tell me where you're from, and feel free to just post, any questions or comments as we're going along. Catherine, your bio doesn't even come close, I know, to everything that you have accomplished. And I know that you're a very humble person as well, but I just really want to know what inspired you to start Lipedema Simplified and Lipedema Project?
Yeah, inspiration is the good word. What happened is I was looking for answers. I was sick. When I hit menopause, things I had been doing, nothing was working. I was gaining weight. I was swelling. I had uncontrollable swelling that nobody could diagnose. I went through a year of testing. And I just got to the point where I had to figure out what was going on for my own sanity. And so I remember a moment I thought to myself, I actually said this to some people today. Einstein says that there isn't a problem that doesn't have a solution. The trick is finding the solution to the particular problem.
That's a good one.
Yeah. He also said that you can't solve it at the level at which it was created. You have to be able to see the problem from a different level. Anyway, with all that in my professor head, I decided I would try and find an answer. I said, I know it's possible. I just need to try and find it. So I started with the thought, I'll keep going until I get stopped. I'll keep going till I reach a dead end that I can't get out of. And though I had many seeming dead ends, nothing stopped me. And one of the things that kept it going was the level of community that developed. Community has developed all over the world.
That's right. That's amazing. And we thank you for that because, gosh, where would we be without all of your determination and your drive to build that community? So we really, and bringing in all the experts and, the support, it's wonderful. I was wondering, out of your accomplishments in your life so far, because you got a lot more to go, what would you say, even on a personal level or professionally, what do you think is your favorite achievement that you've achieved? And let's give Catherine some hearts here.
Oh yeah, I'll take hearts always. I would say it's the event coming up. We have a heart-to-heart event coming up this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we've been doing these events now for 4 years. So we've had 8 events, 8 or 9 events. And oh good, yep, that's the link. And the reason I say this is because we learn as we go along. We always are, let's do this and let's do that. And we bring in experts and we do all kinds of innovative stuff. But it's the community that drives it. The community tells us this worked, this didn't, we like this, we want more of this, we want less of that. And so over the past number of years, I feel like we've honed it. We have wonderful guest speakers. We have wonderful community. We have amazing topics that are going to delve into what we need to know living with the chronic diseases that we have and how to make them. I'm looking for the right words. How to be in relationship with our bodies and with the disease in such a way that we encourage and inspire healing. So I'm thrilled. I can't wait. I'm like psyched.
It's so exciting. I know, I had only attended the one in April, and it was phenomenal. And I don't even know how I found you, other than I had shared once before that Siobhan Higgins, one time I was looking up and researching lipedema. My friend had told me she thought I had it, and I didn't know what it was. And somehow I ran across Siobhan's video about the blood pressure cuff pain. And then I found yours, and your emails were coming in, and so it blew me away. I had no idea what I was signing up for, and I learned so much. And the community, it's just been so special for my own life, and being able to really understand, how to treat my body and what to look for and all of that. So that's pretty amazing. And I love how you said, be in touch with our own body. That's perfect. Looking at the words, because I love the words loved, valued, and treasured, which one really resonates with you recently?
Mm. Oh, I can't pick. I like them all. I can't pick just one. I mean, that is.
I know they're all good, but if you had to pick one, which one
Yeah.
would you pick?
I would say that I think you did an excellent job at naming what's most important for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Being loved, being valued, being treasured.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to say about it that it's not even by others.
Mm-hmm.
It's not being loved, valued, and treasured by others, but by
Exactly.
ourselves.
Exactly.
Ourselves loving, valuing, and treasuring our own bodies and
Absolutely.
our own process through this very
Yeah.
complex disorder.
Yeah. I totally agree. I totally agree. And then I was sharing with Leslyn earlier this week, it's not really only about how we show up for the world, but how do we show up for ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then how do we love our bodies, and how do we value ourselves, and how do we treasure ourselves, our whole self.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. So you've obviously changed the world a lot through our lipedema community so much. And I'm just wondering if you could share like one tidbit about how you how you discovered how to love yourself or value yourself or treasure your body.
Oh my God, Tamara, it is an ongoing
It is.
exploration. It's
Yeah.
an
Thank,
ongoing exploration.
thank goodness.
I'm so I've been I always where do I start? I've been particularly sick for the past 2 years.
Mm,
I flew from Boston to Charleston, South Carolina in December. I'm sorry, in November of 2022,
mhm,
and it put me over the edge. I was in and out of the hospital, in and out of emergency rooms.
mhm,
It was a total disaster,
mhm,
and and there were so many places where I just wanted to throw in the towel and give up.
mm,
And I think, well, first of all, having the community has been incredibly helpful,
mhm,
but really valuing what we've done together,
mm,
which is to create a safe place so that it was safe for me to be sick because I
mhm,
was very sick. And there were lots of times when I literally could not get out of bed. And so, as all of this has been unfolding, I've been, I don't know, humbled by what it means to have a chronic disease, to have a chronic disease where so little is known and where it's not easy to get answers,
mhm,
and kind of feisty about it.
mhm.
I
That's
feel,
good.
yeah, because I feel like I'm learning more and more and more.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep going because I know there are answers.
Yeah. I think she needs some more hearts, y'all. Because of your trailblazing and your determination. Yeah, it's huge. Catherine, when somebody meets you, what do you think they take away? How do they remember you?
Hmm. Oh my God. It depends on which eyes I'm looking because I mean, the thing I've had an enormous amount of swelling and weight gain with being sick the past 2 years. And it's like all I see is this fat face
Oh,
and all of my swelling, and it makes me crazy. And then, honestly, let me be really honest. I'll reach these moments of just saying, oh, I just can't do another thing. I just can't move forward. I don't want to do this anymore. And then someone will share something,
Mhm.
and someone will, you know, I just I was on a retreat this weekend in Providence, Rhode Island, and I got in the car. A couple of people picked me up, and I got in the car, and one woman said, "Oh, I know Catherine." And I turned around. I'm like, who is this person? And I looked and I said, she's a lipedema lady. And sure enough, we
Mhm.
had met and lit through lipedema. And it's as if we're peopled throughout the world.
Mhm.
And it's sort of like we're part of a secret club.
Yes.
Like there's a sign. Like
Yeah,
what's the sign that Spock used to do?
I
Spock
can't do
used
it,
to do
especially with
something.
my shaky hands.
There's something Spock used to do something.
Yeah.
It's almost like that. It's like a Spock thing. And oh my God, she was like a guiding light for me during the weekend. And
Mhm.
it's like, it's our tribe. It is our tribe.
Mhm. That's
Um, yeah.
So I'd like to encourage our audience, if Catherine has touched your life in a special way through anything that she has done or said, or through the community, I would love it if you would drop that into the comments. I just really want to honor her tonight and let her know how loved and valued and treasured she is to all of you. So please give her some hearts or share just one or two words about some kind of encouragement about who she is. And let's just really love on her a little bit. So I'm going to move on a little bit. And I want to go back to what you said about having a fat face, because I like to call it bobbles.
Mm,
I don't know if you heard me saying that before, and I'll probably repeat it several times. But when I first discovered that the condition I have has a name, and my body is changing on the regular all the time. You
mm,
can see me from here up and it looks normal, but from the waist down, it's not very normal.
mhm,
And well, for normal, what they say is normal, right? But I started thinking about my body, and I love to call it beautifully curved.
mhm,
And I also like to say that I have bumps and beautiful curves and bobbles, because baubles are a lot sweeter and nicer to think of on my body than fat or bulges or all those ugly words that we could say about ourselves. So and I've only known you like this, so I've always thought you were beautiful. And we just kind of need to keep embracing that, no matter where we are, with all of our bumps and curves and bobbles, we're just as beautiful right where we are. I would like to, with your permission, just ask you to think back something when you were younger, maybe when you found out that you had lipedema. And can you maybe share how you thought about yourself then and how you're feeling about yourself now? Are you still living in that place of, I hear it already in what you've already shared, that you're growing and you're learning, and continually it's a journey every day for all of us. But maybe you might have a, excuse me, yeah, drink of water. Pardon me. But do you have like something that you could share for the women who are just starting to learn about this journey, and how they could stay focused on being loved and valued and treasured in their own bodies, or even in their minds, or whatever
mhm.
comes to your heart.
Yeah, it's I'll go back to Dr. Carmody. Dr. Carmody is our medical advisor. He was my primary care physician for 35 or 40 years. And we walked through lipedema together, and we found out about it. And so he and I continued to work together after he retired. And so but I sent a lot of lipedema patients his way. And because together we figured it out. And he would say to me that the staff would always remark about the lipedema ladies who would come in. A lot of them would travel from all over the country. Um, I'm in Boston. He was in Cambridge. He's part of Harvard Medical School system, and
Wow.
so he would see the patients, and the staff would say they are the nicest, loveliest patients that we have in the practice.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah, and Dr. Carmody would say there's no population that I know of in healthcare that has more of a right to be angry,
Mm-hmm.
frustrated, really um, feeling unable to get their needs met because of all of the bias and
Right.
stigma.
Nobody listening to you.
And yet, he said they're the smartest, the
Mm,
most self educated, and easy to work with. And he said they're the best population.
wow.
And it's really true because what I found is we learn how to do what we need to get done. We learn how to advocate for ourselves. We learn how to advocate for ourselves in a healthcare system that doesn't know very much about what's going on with us. And we also learn that, from the most part, through kindness.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've experienced. And that's what we've cultivated in our community. We've cultivated that kindness really makes a difference.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Thank you. I think she needs some more hearts, y'all. So many words of wisdom and affirmations and everything that Catherine's saying. So give her lots of hearts. Um, so I'd like to share the link again for the conference, and we're coming down to the wire to get registered. You've heard all about it, and I'm just super, super excited for what's coming. If you're needing to be in community with other lippy ladies who have the same emotions and thoughts and questions, you need to be on this conference. Absolutely. There are some phenomenal speakers from all over the world. And I always tease you can come in your pajamas if you want, because it's at home, online. And wouldn't it be wonderful if one of these days we could all be together? But for now, this is as close as we're going to get. But I just really want to encourage you all to make sure that you get on this conference. It's well worth over what the asking ticket price is right now. So well worth it. You're just going to be blown away, and you're going to want to have the upgrade as well, so you can get all of the premium, get all the recordings and everything as well. There's so much you're going to learn and share, and just be in community with other people. Catherine, I just want to thank you so much for sharing your heart with us tonight. And we just honor you. And I just feel like there's much more conversation that I would love to have with you again soon. Here's Catherine's email if anybody wants to get in contact with her. And if you have any questions, let's put those up right now. We have a little bit, we got about 5 minutes left. If you have any questions for Catherine, maybe you can drop those into the chat and we can see. So Becky says, I've had MS for about 40 years. When I first got MS, they didn't know much about it, no MRI machines or therapy meds. And now I'm dealing with the lipedema that not many people know about, and there's no cure. But this has been 10 times more difficult for me than with the MS. And I'm so glad I found this group. Well, we're so thankful for you, Becky, and we're so happy that you're here.
And Becky, 40 years with MS is really challenging. And so you've learned a lot. And you're right, MS is easier to deal with because lipedema is a fat disorder, lymphatic disorder, but a fat disorder. And there's so much stigma. there's so much judgment and bias, anti-fat bias, because there's a subtle and sometimes not so subtle blaming that goes on, that it's your fault.
Exactly. Even from well-meaning friends and family.
Right. It's true.
Yeah. Anybody else have any questions or comments that we can address with Catherine? This is a great opportunity. So if you got a question, it says, from watching your video and finding you on Facebook, I was able to get diagnosed, and now looking at the diet changes and adding gentle exercise due to your example, I know that I can get through this. Yay, Nancy. That's a great attitude.
And Nancy, just send an email to support@lipedema-simplified.org. And Isla will send you an email with a link, and there's a sliding scale that will make it easier for you.
Thank you. That's such a blessing.
Yeah. We don't want anyone to miss it because of finances.
Thank you. Thank you. And Sandra's saying, thank you, Catherine, for all you do. So, well, it's about time to close. So I just want to say again, thank you to, they're just saying, we're all saying thank you. We just love you. I want to just say to you, Catherine, that you are truly loved, and you are truly valued, and you're truly treasured. So much. And you got a lot more to be doing. So we're here for you. We hold your hand, and we hold your arms up, and whatever that community looks like, we're all here for you.
Oh,
thank you. Days.
Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody.
Yeah. And then for all of our audience, I again want to reiterate that you too are loved and valued and treasured. And I want to invite you next week to my podcast. I'm so excited to have Siobhan Higgins. What is her exact title, Catherine? I didn't write it down.
She's a research specialist, and she works with us with research under the umbrella of Lipedema Project.
Mm-hmm. And she's delightful. She's just delightful.
Yeah, she's so much fun.
You're really going to enjoy her. And so we'll be talking about creativity and how that can help our positive mindset. So, yeah. So anyway, it was great hanging out with y'all. And I'm a Californian that's moved to the South, so I'm learning how to talk now and saying y'all. So it was great hanging out with everyone. And we will talk to you soon. And please make sure that you sign up for the conference. Don't miss it. Bye.
Thanks, Tamara.
You're welcome.